Welcome to Spooky2 Quick Guides. And in this quick guide, I will be responding to a question I received about how to have more than one of the peptide presets together. So you don't have to keep coming back and selecting a new one, where you can have them all chained together so that you have many different presets running one after the other after the other. So yeah, that's what we'll be looking at in this quick guide. So let's get started. So you'll be wanting to be in your Spooky2 software. So wherever you're on your laptop or your computer, wherever you're using, whatever you use to view this software, open it up. And you want to make sure you're in the presets tab. So they've got all these tabs at the top. The one that's selected will be in bold writing. So this one is the presets tab. It's the first one on the left, the top left. And then go underneath and look at this big white box here with a list of different presets that we can select. Now, to make sure you're at the top level, go to the little house button. There's a house button above the big white window. Click on that and it makes sure that you're right at the start of the folder list. So you're right at the top of the list of presets. So each time you click inside one of these, it'll open inside two more presets specific to each folder that you're clicking in. So we want to go and look at the JW peptides in this case. So find JW peptides, click on it, and it should open into more options within that folder. So now you can see we've got animals, coils, contact, laser, plasma, remote, scalar, and shells if you want to make your own peptide presets yourself. So we're going to, for this example, use the remote. So I'm going to open the remote folder. So this means that all the presets in here can be used using the remote device of Spooky2. So they're already set, ready to go for that. So we'll be picking a few presets out and chaining them together so that we can put them in the control panel and apply it to the generator that we want to run them through. So let's first pick a few presets. I'd like to start with some energy. So I might get the ATP production peptide preset. So you'll see it's got the name at the top is highlighted here in blue because I've selected it. In the middle where it's got programs, it says there's 13 programs running within the preset. And they're all the different peptides that have been chosen for this specific preset to run one after the other after the other. And then over here you have a little bit of a description about this specific preset, what it does, etc. So if you're happy with that one, select the preset and then go down under where the preset is in the big list and you'll find a big arrow. There's a big arrow and next to it says presets to chain. So what that means is we have all these presets, they're pre-made programs ready to run, but we want to chain them together, like link them together, join them together. So that's what that means. So you select your preset, go to the big arrow, click it, and your preset that you have selected, in this case ATP production, is now shown in the window underneath. So we want more than one. That's the whole point of this. So we'll go and choose another preset. Let's pick one. Let's go an angioedema. So we have selected it, the preset. It gives us some information about how many programs are running within the preset. They're all the different peptides that have been selected and pre-prepared in the preset. Then we go over here, there's some information about the preset. And if that's the one you would like to use, we make sure it's selected and go back down to the big arrow where presets to chain and add it to the list underneath. So now we have two presets in there. So let's add another couple. Let's find something else. What shall we use? Blood sugar balance. Let's go with that. So again, you get all the information to the right side of the window when you just select the actual preset, and then we'll go ahead and add it to the chain by going down to the arrow, click it, and now we've got 3 in our list. And let's pick one more. We'll go with celiac disease. Go down to the arrow, click on it, and now it's in the list. So now we have 4, and you'll notice where it says presets to chain, it says 4. So we're in this window. Now we want to do some things within this presets to chain. Now you'll notice just to the right of this window, there are a few different options to use, buttons, and that's all specific for the presets to chain. So we've got an X that will completely remove every single thing that's in the window. So it will just wipe it out to start again if you make a mistake. If you want to get rid of one specifically, you can just double click it and it vanishes. And we can add it back by selecting it in the list or a different one and add it. We can add more. And we can double click to get rid of it. These arrows up and down is, say I might want the celiac disease to come second in the list. So I might go up, up, and then, I went a little bit too far. So we can come back down to the down arrow and just move it into the correct position that we'd like. Once we've got all this how we want it, there is a save button. Now we need to save the chain in order to use it. It won't work like this. We must save it first. So we'll click on the save button and it will open another window of where to save your presets. Mine's automatically opened where I saved it last time, but you should automatically be opening to the user folder, which is the main folder that your personal presets will be automatically saved to. And that's so that when you update your Spooky2 software, it won't overwrite any of your previously made presets that you made specifically for yourself. But you can still go ahead and update your Spooky2 software. If you save them somewhere else, you may lose them. I can't be sure how that all works. But so put them in the user folder. Now I have a list of folders that I've created in here because I have it for many different reasons. But I'm going to I've created a folder called Peptides. I'll open it and I shall name this preset. I'm going to call it Peptides. And I can put energy for my ATP. Now, because it's for the remote, I will put an open comma, put an R, close the comma. I usually put it like that to indicate that it is for the remote use only, not for any other usage. So I won't mix them up. Then I will put, like, this is just my naming convention, which I've actually copied off Spooky itself and it seems to work. I'll put my initials at the end, just so I know that it's something that I've specifically made up and it's not from somewhere else, easier to identify where the preset came from. Okay, once I've got the naming convention and everything happy there, I'll hit save. And now it's saved, but it's all disappeared. And where do we find it? Okay, so how we find it, we go back to these buttons just above the programs where big preset lists are, and there's an arrow on one side here. If I click the arrow, it goes up one level. So it goes up to the folder before it. But if I want to get to the right back to the home, the beginning, the top level of all the folders, I click the home button and it gives me all of these lists. Now you can see there's at the end here, we've got user. That will open the folder with all my user programs, my own personal programs. But there's another shortcut up the top, this other button that looks like a little person. You click it and it automatically opens up into your user folder. Now, I saved mine in peptides, so I'm going to click on the peptides folder, find the one we saved, peptides energy. I shall click it, and now it's been selected. It's listed But you'll notice it's only the ATP has been listed, but not all the other ones that we added. So let's check if all the others are still there. So we go down next to where the presets chain window is, next to there, it will give us a list of all the ones that we have selected earlier and chained together, and that's all looking fine. So what will happen is while this program's running, it will run through all the ATP production one, then it'll move on to the celiac disease one, then it'll move on to the next, and then to the next. And when it gets to the end, it will start again. Being the remote program, it will continue to cycle through until you stop it. All right, so now we're happy with that. We've got our chain selected. Now we want to run it. So we go across the tabs to where it says Control. Now you're in the Control tab. Now, all of my generators are switched off. So we would like, if they are switched on, you've got something running, you will need to stop that program before you overwrite the generator if you want to run it on that specific generator. So what we do is a checkbox, overwrite generator, select, I'm going to select number 5. So now that program has been applied to that generator of 5, and you'll see up here generator 5, ATP production, and it's going to run through that whole program and then go on to the next one. So if we hit start, it starts the programs and it's running through the ATP. And once it reaches the end of that program, which is going to go for like 42 minutes, it will then switch to the next one in the list, and then the next one, and the next one. And once it reaches the end, it will start again until you stop it. And that is how we chain presets together. That's specifically the peptides, but you can do it with the other presets also. I hope this was helpful, and thank you.